Alrighty. Hey everyone, I hope you guys are all having an amazing day out there today. A little bit of a hiccup here in just a little bit. YouTube is like the studio, the background of where the creators are. It's kind of glitching out hard right now, so I can't even access my studio. You guys might have noticed I made a typo when doing the title. I can't actually even get access to fix that right now, and I'm hoping that while I am streaming on Streamlabs here, I'll be able to read your guys' comments. In fact, I bet I can even go to my own YouTube channel and see if this is actually working or not, because I have no idea, because that's how bad it's glitching. But because I wasn't able to stream yesterday, I want to make sure everything's going well. So it looks like it might not be working, but I will keep it on the sidelines and see if anybody can join the chat or something like that, because I have no idea. I'm not used to seeing it this busted up, if to be honest. So we'll see how this turns out. If there's only a few people watching, let me know. But just so you guys know, before we start the video, YouTube is glitching out bad right now on my end, on like the back end stuff. So I can't even access my stream stuff. So I'm just kind of going live and seeing what's going to happen here. And hey, 7FT Famer, thanks, man. Yeah, I'll show you guys in a second here. Before we get started, just put this out of the way because I know people are going to watch this a little bit later on. Like, it says I only have 3 videos in my entire channel right now, right? If I go over here and it says, hey, I want to create a live stream, right? The live stream that I'm doing right now doesn't even register, so I can't even access it, change anything, so it's all kind of stuck. But if you can see me and hear me, that's all that really matters for today. But just so you guys know, I can't change anything right now. Like, literally, it's so busted up. I try to go to my content. How many do I have now? Now I have 5 videos for my entire channel, and you guys know I have more than that. So, in lives right now, it says I've only ever done like a few lives. So something's glitching out here. So if I cut off or something weird happens, I'm sorry. Just as a heads up, like, YouTube is going through some pains right now, right? All right. Yeah, it happens every now and again, but I haven't seen this bad in a minute. But okay, everybody. Sorry I wasn't able to stream yesterday. Oh, let me move this over here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Sorry I wasn't able to stream yesterday. I had a horrible migraine and it just kicked my butt. So I pretty much just went to my room, turned off all the lights, popped a bunch of pain pills, and just passed out, or attempted to. I was up to like 4 o'clock in the morning because of my headache. So it was rough. Now, over the last couple of days, Bitcoin's dropped down a little bit more after we had that nice little pop from the Jackson Hole speech from Jerome Powell. I just wanted to break down the technicals of what's actually going on right now because it is important, but I don't think this is something of a disaster. I do think we're going to be cooling off a little bit here, unfortunately. I believe last time I talked to you guys was Thursday, and we had talked about I think it was actually even Friday, I don't know. We had talked about how the market looked like it wanted to come down from a technical perspective, but Jerome Powell would be the one that could possibly, like, get us back up and running, keep us going, and give us a nice little pump. He gave us a pump. I don't think it was necessarily enough here, in hindsight now. I thought that if he was very dovish, which he was very dovish, Bitcoin would kind of sustain itself. You'd see the stock market also go up, and it's been kind of mixed ever since we had those pops for the stock market, but Bitcoin's also been going down here a little bit, right? So let me focus in on a few things here. We now have a red MACD here, so we are looking bearish for the weekly charts for the first time in a minute. The last time we went from bullish to bearish on the weekly charts, guys, was all the way back over here, February 3rd, right? And of course, we had a nasty move. I'm going to say that nasty move was not just because of technicals. I'm going to say it was more because of what we saw happening with the Liberation Day tariffs and how that kind of just screwed up the entire market, both the stock market and the cryptocurrency market. We saw everything just going batshit crazy, right? However, the previous time before this, we did see not a massive crash or something like that. We just saw a period where Bitcoin was forced to consolidate even more, and that's not something we want to see right now. Because again, we didn't really kick off here and get back to being bullish until October 14th, right, for this. And that took a little bit of time. And of course, we had the big move because of the presidential election, and Trump being more of a pro-crypto president had its effects, right? Now, despite all that, I would still trust the technicals here and say, hey, there's still a chance that Bitcoin might go down even more to 104,000 bucks, and we'll have to see if things get worse. Last time we've had these moves, we've just came back down to the next big level of support, and we managed to bounce off of it, and that was really nice. If we're going off our next big level of support, right now it's actually the 20-week moving average After that, it's going to be the Fibonacci level over here around 104,000. And I think more likely than not, if we do have a nastier move here, we won't come all the way back down to like some big support like 77,000. That's not going to happen. But we could try to tap on top of this 50-week moving average again. And the concern with that is, of course, the death cross theory that I have. If we have a death cross, that probably means the bull market is over. I'm talking myself out of that theory every day, I swear, but it's still a theory until it doesn't actually happen, right? So we'll see how that turns out. But something that happened over the last few days, as you guys already know by now, I'm a little bit late to the party here. Somebody sold off a large amount of Bitcoin. That caused Bitcoin to drop down quite a bit, and then it was able to bounce up after that. But as you guys know, when we have a sudden spike or a sudden drop, that does mess with the technicals for the next few days, because everybody has to kind of rewire all of those buyers that were looking to buy, right? They all got their positions filled. Bitcoin went shooting back up, but those who had like, what would I want to call these? Let's just say leverage positions. A lot of them got liquidated. A lot of that money is gone, so it's a little bit funky here. So if I go over here to the daily chart, you guys will see we are still bearish here. I was hopeful that we might turn bullish, because if we had a bullish daily chart and a bullish weekly, we could have had an opportunity to do a short little swing trade, just like we did back over here, right? It's only a short one, but you had the opportunity, and you're not really doing much after that because the resistance level is right there. If you're holding past that resistance, you're taking a big chance there, right? But what we're seeing right now is kind of a weird thing. We're seeing higher highs and lower lows, having that bow type of theory there. So what I would say for most of you guys right now that want to play it safe, just continue to dollar cost average. You guys will have a better opportunity to buy over the next few days, I'm pretty sure. But if you guys want to go buy and have a gung-ho type of moment, what you guys are going to be looking for is that we have everything going back to green here as far as the MACD, stochastic, and RSI. And we want to see if we can hold off on the red MACD on the weekly chart. The weekly chart is not closed yet. Today is Tuesday. We have until Sunday to get this thing back in order. If we have everything turned green here on the daily charts, that's still going to be a strong indicator to buy. Although, again, you're not going to be hoping for something that takes you up to all-time highs. You're hoping that something that could probably take you up to this next level of resistance around 118,000, then possibly up here to 121. I doubt we would go up here by Sunday or something like that, right? But as you guys see, when we get some good moves, we can do that. We are pretty far away from any moving averages, though, on the upward side. The only one that we can move down and see some volatility is on the bearish side, so please be careful of that. One of the interesting things I did see today when I was going over different charts and stuff like that is we had a few big movers, and I'm talking about big. So Melania token is up 13%. Doesn't look like on the daily chart, but it is a nice little move right there. And then we have Crow right here that is up around 32% today, and ID token up around 10%. So I would say Crow's the big winner. And why I bring this up is we actually hold Crow in our portfolio. But check this out. This is actually getting kind of rough because of all the altcoins. The main portfolio is up 3% today. That's very, very good, but we don't pay attention to that one. The group portfolio safe one is up 5.5%. And we're up 25% since we started this portfolio a couple months ago, right? That's very, very good. The Fartcoin one on the other side is down 27% after all this craziness, right? And the high risk one is actually down 2%. So we're looking at a bunch of stuff here, but it still seems the portfolio safe is the best one that has a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum and stuff like that. But instead of, I think it was, instead of SEI being our top one right now, Crow has overtaken that, and since we bought Crow, it's up 122%. We didn't put a lot of money in Crow because, again, this is only a $1,000 portfolio, but we are up 25%, which I think is overall is pretty darn good. All right. So because I can't access everything on YouTube like I normally would, this stream is going to be a little bit different today. We're just going to chill and talk for a while. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. After I go through the rest of this and kind of new stuff, I want to do one little like channel statement, and then we'll kind of go off and have our fun here. As far as news, there wasn't really too much going on today in the world of cryptocurrency that I was able to find out. A lot of it really revolved instead around what was happening with Trump firing, or I don't know if she's fired or not, firing Lisa Cook here. And he did it. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll have to wait and see. The market did not care about it. And it's, in my opinion, again, I don't have all the information, it seems like she probably did some fraud. It probably seems that she should be fired. But because Trump's been so anti-Fed over the last few months, reasonably so, right? the Fed is going to push back against this firing, because if she's fired, that means Donald Trump is going to have enough votes to kind of override the Fed's will. So by that, I mean all the people in the Fed, for the most part, are going to be very bullish with him, which I think is going to be interesting. So what you see is like the majority of the Fed governors siding with Trump for lower rates, and them basically pushing Jerome Powell to the side because he won't have the power, because he won't have the votes. So right. So that is interesting. I'm excited to see what happens with that. This is more of the political realm. The markets don't really care about it, which is pretty good. And right now you're seeing the futures up a teeny bit, but not really too much else. Yeah, it's kind of a slow day. You know, everybody's just talking about that Lisa Cook stuff, but I think that's fine. Now, as far as my plan right now, guys, I'm just dollar cost averaging. I was hoping by last week or a couple weeks ago, we would be able to break out and continue going higher, but we just have not been able to do that. I know there's been news and everybody's talking about the Fed and what's going on there. Sure, that's fine. But I'm still bullish on Bitcoin for the long term. I'm just going to keep on buying and waiting for some of these larger moves to happen so I can make my money, basically. And hey, Hira, I'm happy to see you, my man. In all of its Crow meme coins, yep, Crow meme coins are doing absolutely fantastic right now. Absolutely fantastic right now. Oh, and Hira, just so you know, my YouTube is like real. Everybody's YouTube right now. I talked about to other people. Everybody's YouTube back screen is all messed up right now, so I can't really do everything I would normally do. So we're gonna chill today, talk about technicals, and I'm just happy YouTube is letting me stream right now, right? And hey, Vegas Nick, hope all is well. Happy everything in Vegas is hot and rainy today, but all good. What do you call it? It's like in the 90s here right now. It's not too bad, but let's see. There we go. But it's not too bad right now. I was dying yesterday. I think actually the heat was one of the reasons I had a horrible migraine. I didn't stream yesterday. I was just freaking out of it. I mean, out of it yesterday. I was really bad. I just sat down, didn't do anything. I popped my pain pills. I don't know if you guys have ever had migraines or just really bad headaches. My headaches really focus right behind my left eye. It's almost like on the top part of my left eye right here. And the pressure is just crazy. So what I do is I just turn off all the lights, no sound besides my dog, and I just pass out. I had a fan on me. I didn't get to sleep till 4 o'clock in the morning because even the pain pills weren't doing enough to stop this headache. I almost had to go to the hospital. I was like, so yeah, I'm not going to be out in the heat too much over the next few days. I'm like really toning it down. It was horrible. And I even drank like a whole jug of water yesterday. I even had my electrolytes and everything. They were good. But I was just dying yesterday. It was freaking horrible. All right. Now, one thing here, guys, before we get going. So I told you guys a while ago, I've been trying to change up my YouTube and see what I can do there, because the tutorials, I was kind of getting, not bored with them, but I was kind of like figuring out what I can do and what type of tutorials I can do. And I kind of plugged all this stuff into AI. I've been having AI kind of help me and guide me about what I'm going to be doing here. So I've decided to take the channel in another way again, and it kind of seems like all over the place, and it kind of frankly is, right? So I'm not really doing a good job with it. But what I'm going to do is just do the tutorials on this channel, because as I was going over my data, that's basically what you guys have liked all along, is the tutorials. I'm going to try to make more tutorials, and they may take longer. So instead of trying to push out a video every day or tutorial every day, I think I'm going to aim for 1 to 2 tutorials a week. If there's breaking news, I will cover the breaking news as it's happening, and that'll be kind of fun. But I think what I got to do for the channel is just say, hey, you guys want to know how smart money concepts works. You guys want to know about candlesticks. You guys want to know about trend lines. You guys want to know about momentum versus the MACD versus just the stochastic versus the art. I'm just going to do a tutorial for everything I can in there. And then I think the way it'll probably work for me, excuse me, guys, is 1 video a week will be like a 30-minute tutorial on something that's very complicated, like smart money concepts and a trading strategy, kind of a topic plus a trading strategy that you can implement and see if it works for you, right? And then the second video of the week will be something very simple, like what does a death cross mean in the markets? How should you trade a death cross? Random stuff like that, or how to add a moving average onto your chart, or something like that. But there's going to be one really long tutorial, like a half an hour. It can go up to an hour, but I'm going to try to keep it at a half an hour for you guys' patience. And then we'll see what happens next. Because all the new videos, I paid the editor for the video. I know it wasn't a longer video, it was just a shorter one. It didn't really get any views at all. I don't even think it broke 1,000 views, which is kind of sad, right? So instead of kind of going that way, on my second channel, I'll do top 5 videos that'll be very simple, plain with minor editing. and I'll just have the same template for every video, and I'll just say different things, right? And I'll just type in the, like, hey, this is, instead of Big Bear AI for the stocks, right? This will be Tau for crypto AI. Same thing happening over and over again, and just similar B-roll, but I'll change the B-roll up a little bit so it's not the same boring stuff. But I think that's probably the better way to go, and kind of do another flipperoo here. Yeah, that's probably where I'm going from now, because all the good videos I have were tutorials, which means that later on this week, I'm assuming Saturdays when I'll post it, I'll come up with another smart money concepts tutorial, which will break down another strategy, kind of the strategy I do again. And the reason I'm doing it is so we can kind of see how it's been performing. I think that smart money concepts one is a really good one, but I think also I'll be doing different videos and tutorials around different types of topics, like how to use AI to become a full-time trader, and then explain bit by bit how to do that. That may be in the simple category instead of like the tutorial category, but that video may still be an hour long because it will be detailed. It just won't be trading detailed, if that makes sense. It'll be how to use AI to kind of figure out what you're good at and that type of stuff, which requires data, which requires you to be able to provide data, right? So we'll see. And hey, Steve, happy to see you, my man. Hope you're doing well. Good call on Bitcoin. You said it was probably going to go back down when it was around 115K. Yeah, I hate saying Bitcoin's going down, right? But I was hopeful that Jerome Powell could switch it up a little bit, but those technicals, it's the technicals. Because, my thing was, okay, the technicals are saying Bitcoin wants to go back down, but there could be so much euphoria from Jerome Powell being dovish that it would just say, screw the technicals, we're going to go higher. What was interesting actually is, how should I say this? When we were talking about Jerome Powell, I didn't even think he was going to be as dovish as he was. He was pretty darn dovish, which is why you saw the whole market kind of boom up. And I think that's good. But for a lot of people, if they didn't buy anything, or they didn't hold any assets before that, they're kind of like, whoa, I missed out on an opportunity to own some of these stocks and stuff. Cryptocurrency, a little bit different because, of course, it's still bearish. But if you zoom out a little bit to the daily charts for any of the other, like this is Bitcoin, right? Dow Jones, that's still bullish right there. A little bit of bearishness right here, but overall, it's still bullish. NASDAQ, bearish, right? But this has been so choppy lately, it's been kind of okay here. And that's been primarily because of the weekly chart here, right? Which is still pretty darn bullish. Look at that move. We're rising high. We may have to fall back down a little bit then before going up. And my concern is that September will be the bearish month, not August. And then October will start ripping, like we always rip in October, right? And then, of course, SPY over here, still very, very bullish as well. Much, much different than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been coming down for a while here, and now we're starting to flip over here, which is not my favorite sign, of course. But again, just depends on how I like to play the market. Because right now, if you were to go over to the daily chart and you go and look at what, Bitcoin's come down quite a bit over the last few days, Ethereum is actually okay compared to Bitcoin. Solana is actually okay, had that nasty dip, but relatively, it's okay. Dogecoin, okay, not bad. It hasn't really fallen down to that new low here for the most part. Trump not doing as good. Melania doing meh. Whiff not doing that great, right? So there's a little bit of mixture here. And I'm okay with some of those mixtures because that's why we have our diversified portfolios, making me sound like I'm some New Yorker or something like that. But those diversified portfolios, they are working out better than you would think. And honestly, a lot of this move is just happening from Crow today, but we'll take it. But Crow's up 122% since we bought it. Pepe is now down 2%. Bubble Maps is down 42%, and official Trump is down 10%. But we got enough with everything else to make it good. The good thing for us is we put so little money into Bubble Maps and official Trump that it's not really messing with us too much, right? We put a lot more money into Bitcoin, BNB, XRP, Crow, and stuff like that I know and I've trusted for a while. And hey, Lisa, happy to see you. Trump Media and Technology Group. Oh, what happened there? Let's see. And hey, am I still using the volume flow indicator by Lazy Bear? Yes, I still do use that one. I'll make another tutorial about that one. I need to refresh on my old tutorials, that's for sure. I'm going to wait like a day or so before I start making the tutorials because, again, the first one's going to come out probably Saturday. But I just want to make sure YouTube is okay because right now, again, it won't even show me on my videos. It says unable to display some videos retrying in a few seconds. But it says all of my videos, there's only 3. It says I've only done 3 shorts that aren't even posted. It says I've only done 3 live videos ever. right? So something's really glitching out here, and I just want to make sure it's good. But I'm pretty sure if I went over to like down detector YouTube, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, you could see the wave. Yeah, you could see the wave. People are having issues with YouTube right now, and it's the website video streaming a little bit, but mostly the website. So yeah, so there's a glitch. I'm pretty sure they'll get it fixed up because usually it doesn't take too long, so that'll be fine. But yes, I still do use the volume flow indicator by Lazy Bear. I like the colors by it, but what I like about Lazy Bear is if you even go over here, I believe it's my favorite section. Which one did you say it was? Volume flow. That's the wave trend one. Oh, it's at the very bottom, yeah. The read more is actually very informative. Now, this data and stuff is all the way back from 2014. It's old. But I like that he has this right here, right? And you can see little spiel about what it is. But you click on this little HTML right here, right? And it gives you a whole bunch of information and a YouTube video, right? Well, I don't know, actually. Oh, yeah. Has all this information for you. All of this information, right? Easy and explained. So don't knock, how should I say it? Don't knock, these read more sections or whatever they're called. They always have a lot of good stuff. Now, it looks like since then, this has moved into the Ninja Trader sphere. So Ninja Trader probably paid him a bunch of money to have all of his stuff. Right? But, yeah, it's going to be a little bit different. But again, my screen's kind of scrunching some stuff, so you're not going to see it all. But you go over here to this YouTube channel right here. Precision Trading Sys. I don't even know what this is. Maybe this is his channel. I don't know. 3 months ago, 2 months ago. I don't know. He maybe tried to rebrand or something. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. Yeah, maybe this is his channel. I'm not entirely sure. He's not doing good on YouTube, but maybe that's just because he doesn't care about YouTube like we care about YouTube, right? Probably a real trader, you know. But yeah, I'd encourage you to check it out. You know, all that type of stuff is really useful. That's what I usually read before I start the tutorial to make sure I completely understand everything. Because usually I just go straight shot for a half an hour, for an hour. I don't like take breaks. Like, oh, let me look at the notes. I got to understand everything before I start yapping about it. Otherwise, it doesn't look right. Oh, huge announcement of the crypto. Yeah. You see Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank buy $13 million sports cards for autographs? Oh, no, I didn't know that. Today's news, Trump Media Group to build $6.4 billion Crow treasury, becoming the world's largest holder of Crow with another 6.3 billion tokens. Oh, okay, that explains it. So that, Jesus, they got to buy and then announce. Otherwise, it's going to get more and more crazy there. But Crow's been pretty interesting, you know, because of the Trump Media Group's about to get free Netflix for a year. You know that? They're going to get that platinum card. Let me see. Anything else here as far as what's moving up? I mean, there's a bunch of stuff moving. It just doesn't look that crazy because every few days we've been having this volatility, right? Like RLC is up 6% right now, but you can't tell because yesterday we fell like 10%. Right now, NMR is also up there. It's at 59%. I've been talking about this for a minute here. This is one of those things where it's well, let me just go show you Crypto Slate. This is one of those things where I told you guys it was one of the AI stocks or AI tokens I was looking for. If I go to coins, sectors, AI, and we go down a little bit, I mean, it might be higher than normal, but it's still pretty low down here. Yeah, right here, right? It's only at $100 million market cap after jumping up 70%. I've talked about this plenty. It's just part of the portfolio. It's not something I have a whole bunch of money in. Like I own Numair, Alchemist AI, RLC, you know, a lot of stuff like that. But it is making a nice move today, which is fun. So if you guys are looking to scale out of anything and you guys maybe bought this because I talked about it or something, go check your portfolio, and you might want to scale out a little bit on this sucker here today. This thing has been moving like a roller coaster right here. But if you kind of zoom out a little bit, you'll see that it's been going down for a minute. So I don't really anticipate anything crazy happening with this unless we can get into some type of altcoin season type of environment, which is still going to take some time here because we haven't had the rate cuts yet. So just so you guys know, this one's doing fantastic. It's had nice little run-ups in the past here. But right now, I think you are getting closer to some of those resistance levels here, aren't you? Yeah, you're getting close to those resistance levels. That's really started to get pushed back on. And then now we're going to have to see if next week or next few days it can possibly get back up there, right? That's going to be hard because it just shot up. Look at the 5-minute chart of when this happened, right? Launches, crashes, launches, cools, launches. Now in the process of cooling or crashing, whichever one. But you can see some really good stuff there. I think I even opened up a short on something that was moving up a lot. And it might even, what is it, NMR? Did I open up a short in NMR? I did open a short in NMR. Yep, it was a 5x short I opened up earlier this morning. And guess what? It's up 23% right now. I should probably scale out of it or sell it here in the next few minutes. Quick little 25%. I forgot I opened up that trade. But yeah, so there's that. Whenever I see something spiking like that, I'm always like, eh. But I have a stop loss that's right around here, so we'll see. No matter what, I've made some money off of it. I shorted at a pretty good price here. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. And Bitcoin's making a little bit of a run right now, but we're gonna see if this can come back up eventually. I think for now, just for the sake of this looking nicer, I'm going to take off this old support resistance level and just have it be naked, if you will. That way, when I go to the 15, we can actually focus on what's happening here. And I'll put that right there at the bottom by the trading view thing. There we go. All right. Hope you get better soon. And how's Loki doing? Hopefully better than you. Yeah, Loki's doing fine. He's just not happy with me because he's not allowed to play outside as much. It's been kind of hot. It's been like the 90s last few days where I live. So I don't want him to overheat. Yesterday, I let him outside for a little bit and he ran around. He was already starting to get hot. So I just hosed him down. And then when I noticed he was getting a little hot, I just feel his armpit. And you could tell if your dog's hot based on how hot his armpit is. Because sometimes those armpits can be fucking hot, right? So hose him down, let him play around a little bit, basically playing with water. It's he wasn't allowed to just sprint for sprinting's sake. He had to sprint with water on him and then so he can get his little exercise. And then when he got back inside, I took a towel and dried him off. And then I put his doggy bed by the air conditioner. I was like, sit, chill. I'm going to, listen to some music. And then, because my migraine wasn't letting me do anything else, right? So let's put some tunes on and then just lay down, and he laid down by the air conditioner. So yeah, he was in a good mood yesterday. Besides, he was only outside for maybe 15 minutes. So he wanted to be outside for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, right? You can see Loki right. Oh, hold on. I also got rid of the green screen since my cleaning ladies are gone for a while. I think it's coming for a minute, but just to go back to my regular screen here. I think my goal is to eventually get this computer back upstairs so I can actually have an office. I like having the nice TV behind me for sure, but I want to have a bookcase and that groove vibe so I can actually have all my recording equipment there and I can have a better setup because right now I've been streaming in a living room. Now I have a couple living rooms, so it's not terrible, right? But I have a dedicated office for this stuff, and I'm not using it, so I should use it. Right. We'll see. I also just have a glass desk upstairs. Maybe I should just move all this stuff upstairs and do it that way and just leave this desk. I don't think I need to have the standing desk be up and down. And maybe what I'll do for this is I'll just use this for recording videos every now and again. But really I have the desk upstairs, so we'll see. But here's Loki. Loki, come on. Let's say hi. Yeah, sure, it's a good boy. No water for you. That's not your water. He's trying to drink out of my water bottle. Want to say hi one more time? Nope. He wants to play with his toy. Okay, let's go back over here very fast. And hey, Poe, you talked about VVS and Crow. There you go. Will Crow continue to go up and any coin can buy now that will gain like Crow? usually when I think about tokens like Crow and things like that are moving up pretty high, I'm not usually going to chase them, especially if they're already up 70% in a day. What I do is I just have my diversified portfolio, so I'm buying up a bunch of stuff, and then whenever they pop, I feel happy to sell. So it really just depends on what type of portfolios you're looking at. Like, for instance, the portfolios that we have on this channel, we have three because we wanted to break down three different styles. The first one is the main portfolio. This is just kind of like my portfolio from 2022. This one right here is the one that we've really focused on over the last couple of months. So we built it together. I took some of your tokens, some of my tokens. We kind of put it all together. This one has Crow in it, right? So we're seeing a big, nice little boost today. It's up like 6%, right? For the portfolio. But it has like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stuff like that. So some high market cap tokens and some lower ones. And so some of these lower ones can do well. So like since we bought this, Crow is up 123%. So if you wanted to sell it and take that 123% profit for like a month and a half, you're more than entitled to, because that's an amazing gain, and that's 123% that you might not be able to keep if Crow goes down in a couple days or something like that, right? Next up, we have Ethereum. Ethereum's a larger market cap, but since we bought that, it's up 82%. SCI is up 65%, and I believe SCI was up at like a 90% at one point. BNB is up 34%. XRP is up 38%. Solana's up 34%. Dogecoin's up 28%. Pepe's down 2%. Hyperliquid's up 24%, and so forth, right? So when you see these pops here, you can always sell them, but I will just normally I'll kind of go out there and look for market caps or tokens that have that do something. Usually it could be a meme token if you want to go down that path, and we also have memes, but that has a good technical chart, right? They have some moving averages, some stuff like that. They're looking pretty good. But for example, this one, SCI, we've been holding this one for about a month or so, right? When did we buy this? Like June, right? So bought it back over here, and it's been going up higher and higher and higher. Now, it's been plateauing a little bit and like getting kind of boring, if you will. So you might be willing to say, hey, I'll take my 60% and walk away. But it really just depends on whatever tokens you want to buy. Because if you kind of spread it out, you're fine. Like this is the high risk one. This one is actually down 2%. And this is only high risk. There's no low, there's no Bitcoins, Ethereums, and stuff like that. It's all high risk. And you get get crazy results. Like Aradigm Finance is up 72% since we bought it. Might want to sell it off. Live Peer is up 4%. You can let that sit. Maple Finance, that's down 24%. I can wait a little bit of time for that to make me money. Turbo, I can wait some time, and Neo's up 25% for about a month and a half. I can sell that right now, be happy, or I can leave it there, right? And so forth and so forth. And right now, it's a lot of red in here, right? And I think we started off with $730, but we're only down 15. That's not really enough for me to be like, oh my God, this was a horrible type of thing. No, we're still doing fine here. But for example, it really just depends on the tokens that you like. For me right now, what I do is I have like portfolios like we just talked about here. Then I have my watch list like this. And here's some that have the buy the dips. Bitcoin, BNB, Tron, Dogecoin, ADA, Hyperliquid, SUI, Bitcoin Cash, Crow, Monero, Pepe, Caspa, right, and on and on and on. And whenever some of these have a really nasty dip, I buy them. But like, let's say Bitcoin has a nasty dip. I'm gonna buy that at like a real good valuation, and I'm gonna pay a little bit extra money for it. So I'll put like a $500 in that dip, if you will. But let's say that something like ALE goes down quite a bit. I will buy some, but it may only be $5 because the market cap is at 195. I don't really need to do too much, right? And this token hasn't really been the best for me, best performer so far. What is it? ALE. This is the daily chart, right? Coming down, breaking through supports and whatnot. Now, when it pumps, it can surely pump. So I'm not like what would you want to say, like freaking out about it, but it does take some time. Although this chart looks a little bit here, let me show you this one. Right? Market cap kind of jumping around from 18 million, right? So somebody was loading up on this. Now we just got to figure out if they're going to load it up and manipulate it upwards, because the website, this is a really crazy thing they're trying to do. They're basically making AI secretaries, but they're like sexy AI secretaries, which is why we put so little money into it, like literally $5. It would be the dollar cost average in there. Right? Your first decentralized visualized AI, scheduled, checked, whatever. It'll do it all for you. It's really creepy in some ways. It's also nice. But, I mean, they've been playing two sides of it, right? Cute Asian models, right? Adaptive reaction based on interactions. Like, you see how it's like, whoa. Yeah, like, the fuck was that? Look at that. You don't want your assistant to be creeped out. You know what I mean? Like, what the heck? But they're working on this project and it can make some money if they were to, like, you know, I don't know. There's a bunch of different stuff you could do with it. But I think this is enough for me to see a profit off of it if I just hold long enough, right? But again, this thing will spike. And again, this type of spike that happened, let's say I bought over here, I watched it crash, then I watched it go up here. That's still 172%. That's the type of stuff, right? But that's higher risk. So you gotta put your watch list together and stuff like that. I would have, like, you know, a little bit of Bitcoin, Ethereum in your account, but then if you want to go out there, you can get a financial company like Aradigm Finance. Maybe get a couple of memes like a Turbo Dogecoin is what I like to do. And then after that, you can look for more higher risk type of stuff like the Alley and things like that. Can I check Sia Coin? Yeah, let me pull it up. Ooh, let's see, Sia Coin. So the weekly charts are okay for right now. It's been kind of consolidating here, hasn't it? Not really been doing much else. Looks like there was a nasty dip a few weeks ago. I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but that wasn't too fun. That was like the lowest it's ever been, I think. Yeah. Now, as far as this is concerned, it's kind of nasty because you would have expected this to have a nicer breakout, but it really hasn't had the opportunity. So you can see right here, we tried, came back down. Meanwhile, the momentum was there, and maybe even the daily momentum was there as well. Oh, the daily momentum wasn't there. No, it was there. It was there. Yeah. After the second time, it wasn't there when we actually broke through it. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it wasn't there because this one, it never broke through. This one, it broke through, but it was still bearish, so you wouldn't buy that one. Right now, it's bullish. Everything else is bullish. So you can see Sia Coin actually having a pretty nice breakout, especially with all the volatility around the moving averages like we've talked about at length here. You'd probably have a stop loss at 0.002939 or right about here, this low point. Because I'm a little bit more, I don't want to see manipulation happening and stuff like that. I might move it down as far as 0.0028, have the support level be there or the stop loss, and then wait and ride this wave and see if you can get something that's a little bit more aggressive. Now, again, this thing kind of makes it a little bit more difficult for Fibonacci's, but what I'm going to try to do is just ignore it because I'm not entirely sure what happened there. So take your time and kind of do a little bit of a deeper research of what happened there and if it's, you know, real or not. But what I can do is go there, 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 and I can see that we've had some issues with some of these, and that's fine by me. What I'd be aiming for is probably to sell on the short term for the scale outs between 0.0035 up here to 0.0038, and then after that I'd probably try to rush it up towards 0.0041. I probably would even try to aim for the 1. I would probably just try to aim for something closer to 0.004 and then see what happens there. And then by the time it hits this area, you probably want to be 75% out. And that last 25%, you can move up your scale out. You can move up your stop loss to up here towards this level of old resistance and then just see what happens. Because there's always a chance with a token like this that it has like a big multi-week pump. But again, because Bitcoin's not really necessarily bullish right now, that makes it a little bit more difficult for something like Sia Coin to really have that same move. If it's able to act a little bit more independently from Bitcoin, I think there's an opportunity for it to really shoot up here and start hitting some of those resistance levels. Probably won't get higher than that, so you want to be, again, like that 0.004. You want to be around 75% out by the time that happens. After that, you can wait and see where it goes, because you can see we're still far away from having any type of golden cross here. Right? The last golden cross ended up making a really nice move. The one before that didn't do squat. The one before that was a death cross, and there's been no more crosses since then. So a little bit more iffy, right? But yeah, I think it'd be okay to buy some up here. If you're looking for a leverage trade, I'd have that stop loss down a little bit more. But if you're just doing spot, I don't even think you really need to have too much of a stop loss. You look more of a mental one, right? And then just kind of wait to see where it goes. Because as it breaks above these moving averages, like you can see, it could definitely do this week or next week, you could really see that climb up. Now, because Bitcoin is still kind of bearish right now, and might see that coming back down, the more reasonable expectation here, if we can't get the Bitcoin to kind of have some type of good news that brings it up, is that we'll get rejected from this trend line and we'll start heading back down here towards 0.002837. In which case, I would probably double down over here a little bit, because I would expect us to bounce, because there's not enough reason for me to believe that Bitcoin's going to cause a massive crash or something like that, at least at this point in time. But smaller dollar cost averages, you don't have to do too much, because this thing, as you can see here, from here to here, that's like 50%. It's volatile enough, right? So you don't have to add a bunch of money or even do crazy high leverages. It has a lot of that stuff already built into it, luckily for you, I think. And here's the 15 Bitcoin going up a little bit better. All right, there we go. Let me pull back a little bit here. What I want to do is get rid of some of these tabs I have on my screen. Oh, there's actually something on CNBC that was breaking news. Let me just make sure I'm not missing it. Cracker Barrel scraps new logo after outrage from customers. Oh my God, Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel. I don't know what they were doing. It was hilarious watching some of the people on TikTok. They were like, I want the racism when I walk into Cracker Barrel. I want to hear myself be called boy. And I was like, oh my God, people are crazy. I've never been to a Cracker Barrel. I don't know. I think I went to a Waffle House once and the food was fucking great. But besides that, like, it's all on the East Coast for me. I don't see any of this stuff over here. So I'm not used to it. It's a different type of culture. Let me see. Nothing on the big screen here. Cole Strange, Reskin, anything else over here? Nope. All right, we're going to go to Bitcoin. I just want to see if there's any other Bitcoin news. Benjamin was laying fire to, what's his name today, which was kind of hilarious. Let's see. August and September are the worst performing months for Bitcoin. I think August is actually going to be fine. I think September is going to be much worse than August, the way we're kind of showing this bearish just right now. And then October, we should explode. But again, you can just wait until October for it to explode. But if you want to make the most money, typically, you might want to be buying in September, selling in October type stuff. Me watching Bitcoin go to 110,000 after buying at 124 because someone said it was going to 200K. Yeah, it can be like that sometimes. Let's see. Gosh, everybody's so funny about this type of stuff. Bitcoin to 110, selling the bull market, no bear signs. Let's see. Two types of Bitcoin holders. Yeah, what if but SpongeBob has an empty wallet there. You see that? He doesn't have any money to buy, so the market keeps on dipping. Bitcoin climbs back above 712. That's swing 112. That's fine. We just sold a gym membership with Bitcoin. That's, I don't know. I don't think Bitcoin's going to be used that way for a while. The Bitcoin Cafe is a vibe. Fix the money, fix the world, but first coffee. Huh. September, August, March, April, August, yeah. Okay, there we go. At least Bitcoin's going up a little bit higher right now, which is good. And hey, Wilder, happy to see my man. Mike is streaming. What did I miss? Right now, not much. There's a couple things I wanted. Well, I'll just break it down because I know people have been coming in here. So a couple things, guys. Sorry for today's weird stream. I know there's a typo on my title right now. Basically, YouTube is glitching out like crazy on the back end. We were just talking about it. Like, I can't even access the stream that I'm talking to you guys with right now. I can only see you guys' comments because of the software that I have running right now. I can't read you guys' comments on the YouTube dashboard like I normally can. So it's like really bad. Now, a couple things. So I've been plugging in all my stuff to AI. I've been using like an AI agent to help me out a little bit more here, because I've been trying to turn my channel into something like larger, as you guys know, right? What I'm going to say is basically, I'm going to try to keep it short because I want to go back to Bitcoin technicals here in a second. As far as all the top 5 videos and stuff like that, I'll move that onto my other channel and I'll just do tutorials on this channel because nobody really watched the top 5 video. I'm not saying it went across your profile and you guys didn't choose to see it or something like that, nothing like that, but like it just didn't like get traction at all. So I'm just not going to waste money by paying an editor to do those types of videos anymore. I will edit them myself and I will do them whenever I feel like it, but there's going to be no rush. It's like basically after I do a couple tutorial videos on this channel for a week, then if I have time, sure, I'll make a top 5 video, something like that. Now, as far as the tutorial videos, one will be very long and detailed about some type of topic like smart money concepts or volume flow or moving averages. We got to really break down everything, kind of show examples and, you know, give tips and stuff like that. I'll do one of those a week. And then the other one I'll do is more easier stuff for myself, like how to add moving averages, how do you add, how do you make a watch list in TradingView? All really simple stuff that all of you guys have been asking in the comments every now and again, but you just didn't know how to do it. So it was like, oh yeah, I'll make a quick little 5-minute video explaining that type of stuff. And I think that'll do well too. And then maybe later on in a couple of weeks, I'll actually have another tutorial for TradingView here, but that one's going to be another 3 hours. That one's going to take me a minute to do because, you know, as you guys know, that one was freaking long. That was a very, very long one. But yeah, so that'll be kind of fun, I think, as well. As far as YouTube is concerned right now, Wilder, oh gosh, it's kind of all over the place right now. It's still bearish. I know we talked about this last week and how we were shifting towards more of a bearish move, but right now we are seeing a MACD that is bearish. We are seeing a stochastic that's bearish, and we are seeing an RSI that's bearish. The positive thing about this is we are right above the 20-week moving average, which gives us a little bit of support. And on top of that, on the MACD, although it's red right there, as you can see, it's not confirmed closed red, so we still have until Sunday to kind of get all this fixed up. But if that doesn't really change, what's going to happen here is we're most likely going to break down below the 20-week moving average, and you're going to see Bitcoin getting pretty close to 100,000 bucks, like 105, 106, something like that, before we try to bounce off again, which is going to be a little bit more bearish, a little bit bad. But it'll be more of a pain for altcoin holders and not necessarily a pain for Bitcoin and like Ethereum holders and stuff like that, right? So that's kind of my concern. Right now in the daily charts, we are still bearish here, but if you are looking for an opportunity to go long on everything again, what usually has been working for us is if you just wait for the market to turn bullish on the weekly chart right here. You usually find an opportunity to still make some money if you're able to hold because that trend is still going strong. Sure, the RSI and stochastic will give you a little bit of a heads up compared to that, but typically as long as you buy around that time, you can see the momentum shifting. Like right now, you can see the momentum is shifting. You can tell pretty soon we're going to most likely break out. You can try to preemptively do that. It's just, again, the more you preemptively do that, the higher the risk is that it might not work. That's fine. And then, of course, the daily chart right here. If everything aligns, you should be good. And I just moved a moving average on there. There we go. But yeah, it's not too much chaos. My concern is more that we actually come back down here to have to retest some of these supports closer to September. But I don't think we're going to be breaking down below 100,000 here, so I think we're okay for now. But I mean, we got to as low as $108,000 yesterday. That wasn't too good. We may have to come all the way back down here to the $104,000, $105,000 range, which is not going to be pleasant. And hey, Justin, my Casper Long is printing. What do you think? Is it coming next smart contract within 4 days? Casper. Do I have Casper on here? Because I own quite a few Casper. Casper. What's that, 5% right now? It's up a little bit over the last few days. Let me see. You still have that general trend coming right now, and it really hasn't been able to have that breakout. But you have an opportunity, I would say, for a lot of volatility here with all these moving averages. So I'd still be in the dollar cost averaging phase and waiting to see what can happen next, because right now this is more of just a continuation of this breakdown that we've been seeing off of it. Let me go over here to the daily. Still pretty bearish over there, bullish over here. So the weekly's still fine. I think as long as you hold it, you should still be okay. But this is probably going to be choppy here for the next few weeks, to say the least here. But it's, again, the more you look at all these moving averages for a lot of these tokens, you could see a golden cross happening in October, which could lead to big moves in October. But for September, it's like, we got to really wait a little bit longer, which sucks because we were so hoping for like a larger move this month because of all the opportunities to have these big breakouts. You know, maybe they might go up a little bit higher, but they really just haven't manifested like we've wanted them to manifest. Yeah, just have not been able to manifest. Yep, 20% leverage, LOL, but bought the dip. Oh, so you did leverage play. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, leverage makes sense. Okay, there you go, yeah. Oh, Mike, did you see Crow? Some news involving Trump? Hey, well, yeah, we did talk about that. I think MK, no, who was it? It was 7FT Farmer said it. He said that today's news, Trump Media Group to build a $6.4 billion Crow treasury, becoming the world's largest holder of Crow with around $6.5 billion. Yeah, his username, I just want to say it right for you, man. 7FT Farmer. There you go. 7FT Farmer. I'm horrible at saying names and stuff like that. I know October would be good. Yeah, right. Well, I mean, we're just dollar cost averaging for October basically at this point. I was just hoping I might start a little bit earlier because of all the news and stuff we've been dealing with. I started studying Elliott waves on the streams, maybe cover a small section each live stream. So deep you would never run out of content to put out. Not very challenging by the MITA. What do you call? I think it just depends on what you're looking for. I can probably do Elliott waves and stuff like that. I need to do a tutorial on Elliott waves as well. I could probably do that every now and again. It's just that Elliott waves, the average person doesn't really understand them. But I guess like if I make a tutorial, then start implementing them, that could probably work out a little bit better. I've always been a smart money concepts guy with momentum. So the moving averages aren't really that important besides the volatility aspect that comes along with them. That's why I really enjoy them. Most of the time, well, I guess if the regulars, I don't talk about moving averages in terms of, oh, that death cross or that thing, unless it's the weekly charts like this one. Most of the time, it's like, oh, yeah, we're heading for a moving average. We can see some really good volatility, and that's great for some of you guys that are day traders. So it kind of opens up another door for some of you guys to trade a little bit more heavily during those periods of time. Elliott waves, I think we could. I mean, I used to do a lot more complicated technicals. I used to do GAN boxes and stuff like that, but people just didn't. People would move away from the stream if I talked about it for too long, and that was the issue. Especially because everybody's been losing viewers in the crypto niche. I'll test it out and I'll see if it works out. But if anything, what I could probably do is just have it already set up, explain what everything means, and then just move on to another chart that doesn't have Elliott waves. Like, for example, I have one chart up here. I could have 4 charts like this, and this one always is the Elliott wave one. This one is always the GAN box one. This one is always something else, and this one is always just the chart we look at with the basic moving averages and your really basic technicals for those new investors out there. That might be the better way to go about it. TA is only good 30% of the time. There's a lot of news these days. It's been going crazy. Been going very, very crazy with the news. As long as you get, well, the good thing about this is to buy and hold over time are usually good. You can't rely on TA for everything. Although scalpers rely on TA. Scalpers, oh my God. But for the day-to-day stuff, there's more of a vibe and kind of the forecasting that I kind of like about technical analysis. Let's see. Yeah, and that's probably what I'll end up doing here. It'll take some time, but I don't mind it too much because I'm about to get started back into tutorials. I was going to break down some stuff for you guys on my YouTube channel to kind of show you where I'm going to be going, but because it's glitching out so much on my content side, oh wait, it might be fixed. Oh my God, it might be fixed. Does that mean I can actually can I see my stream? I can see my stream now. Oh my God, look at that. Yeah. So tomorrow we'll focus more on it. But go over here. My best videos aren't me just talking about stuff. They're me just explaining something in detail for like a half an hour or something like that, or even a minute, right? So what I think I'm going to do is just go back to full tutorials, and I'm not going to really cover anything else as far as news. I will cover the news on the streams. I just got to make sure that I find the best times. I think 4 o'clock is a really good time to go live. I went a little bit earlier today because I still have my migraine. I knew my migraine was coming back, and I'm getting a headache as we speak. So I was like, let's figure this out. Let's get this done so I can go to sleep and turn off. Remember, I have a massive studio light, and I got astigmatism just pointing at my face the entire time I'm streaming. Horrible. And I'm not even wearing my contacts today. I'm wearing my glasses because the contacts are messing with me even more. But yeah, so that's what I'll do. And then I want to do another trading view tutorial here pretty soon. This one got 52,000 views. It didn't really make me as much money because I didn't really promote it as much. But I do think it's good that it's still getting views and people enjoy it. But I'm going to be doing these really long tutorials, not the 10-minute and 15-minute ones. Although I think the 15 minutes is the sweet spot for YouTube. Like if you guys go over to YouTube and you guys go over here to new incognito window, go here to final stream. see, shrink this down a little bit. There you go. Go to YouTube, and I just say, if I type in like trading strategy, Bitcoin, all right, you're gonna see shorts on top, 4 minutes long, 20 minutes long, 8 minutes long, 14 minutes long, 4 minutes long, 19 minutes long, an hour long. That's a virtual bacon right there. 11 minutes, 14 seconds. Oh, his stream must have glitched out. I've been there. Definitely been there. 19 minutes and stuff like that. This is 37 minutes, right? I'm gonna go for the larger ones. There won't be any editing in there, but I think it'll be fine. Maybe eventually I'll get to this level of this guy where he has editing in his videos like that, right? But I don't think I'm gonna do that for a minute. I just want to kind of like give out the raw information without the flashiness. Knowing I'll get views, I just won't get as many views as if I was very flashy and stuff like that. But even this one's a minute-long video, right? It got me like 122,000 views. It took like 5 minutes of my time, you know? People are still searching for it, still making money off of it at this point. It kind of shows you how people have lost interest in trying to learn how to do trading view over time, though, because, I mean, this video is over 1,000 days old, right? So back when the market was ripping and everything was going crazy, people were really trying to learn. Now people aren't trying to learn as much as they were in the past, right? If I use streaming light, I just use the lowest setting. Streaming light. Oh, this one has no settings. This one's just on and off. Although I don't have my remote. Oh, I do have my remote. So there's a weird thing with it. If I have my remote like this is my remote to my TV. If I push it down a little bit, like here. If I were to push the volume down on my TV, the light will go down a little bit. See? Kind of weird. So that's why I have my remote over here. But usually it's a little bit too dark and people don't like it, as far as people usually stop watching around that time. I don't know why. There's lots of little things that people's psychology just like gets them out of the moment or something like that. But yeah. So let me go back over here very fast. So that's something I'll be doing. What are my thoughts on the weekly MACD bearish cross, if any? It's going to lead us down a little bit more. It's going to be bearish, right? It doesn't mean like a crash is inevitable. Like this right here, we had the bearish MACD right before that, and we had a nasty move down. That was in part, again, like we're breaking down below the moving averages. I expect us to have a nasty move down eventually. We'll see if it takes us down to like 90,000, but I doubt it. But probably going to have a nasty move if we break down below the 20-week moving average. Bitcoin will have a nasty move, but altcoins will have a very nasty move as well. You can even see right here, Dogecoin's on the verge of breaking down and heading all the way back down to like the 16s or something like that, which again, it'll boost back in October. But until then, you know, people are going to be freaking out and selling off and doing all that crazy stuff. But this was because of the tariff war and all that type of crazy stuff going on, right? Liberation Day, Trump announcing it, everybody freaking out, yada, 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 right? Plus some other news that was going on with the Fed and stuff. But here's another opportunity where we had a bearish MACD, and we went down, but it was just kind of a prolonged kind of like malaise of, okay, let's just wait. This was also during campaign season, which was also something interesting. This is between Kamala Harris / Joe Biden, because Joe Biden started off, then Kamala, you know, took over once they kind of kicked Joe Biden to the curb, versus Trump. And, you know, when Trump won, that kind of gave us the last big poof, but we were already bullish before that poof even happened here. Donald Trump just made it that much more aggressive of a breakout. And then, of course, Jerome Powell came out over here and says, no more rate cuts, we're done. And then, you know, plus tariffs, down even more, right? So not the most pleasant experiences for all that type of stuff. And hey, Road Dog Crypto, people don't like and comment as much as they used to. They kind of just lurk, and I'm kind of okay with that. I don't know why, but yeah, that's just kind of the way it really works these days. Imagine if Crow pulls a BNB. I'd be pretty happy with that. I told you guys I've been buying that Weeks token. I'm telling you guys about that for a minute. Another token for exchange. And so far, it's been making some good moves. Right now, it's up 4%. I think it was down like 5% today. But this is the weekly chart for it. It's still going higher. How do I, there you go. Still going higher. And it's only at like a $200 million market cap though, so it's still pretty small. So I'm hoping it's higher and higher and higher. and I can make some good money off of it, right? So we'll see what it goes into. But the same thing happened with the BGB token. I made a killing off of BitGet token. I bought BitGet token for like 26 cents way back in the day, right? And now it's at like $5, whatever. But it was up here around like $8, and I sold mine around $7. So close, but not all the way to the top. But I see way back over here, 12 cents, right? 20 cents, right? 19. Actually, maybe I bought it. No, what did I buy it? Oh, no, I bought it a while ago. I bought it in September of 2021. No. September. Oh, I bought it for 16, not 26, excuse me, 16 cents, right? But yeah, right over here. And it took a little bit of time, a lot of waiting, but, you know, they really do pan out. And when they pan out, you can make some money off of it. I'm hoping for the same thing with Weeks. But again, that took like 4 years to make that money. I got time. I'm 30. I turn 31 next month or something like that. So we'll see. Hopefully September is a good day for my birthday. I mean, September 29th is a good day for trading on my birthday or something like that. I don't even know how Bitcoin's performed on my birthday usually. Let's go back over here to September 29th was a fat nothing day. Nothing happened. After my birthday, we crashed for 2 days. But yeah, let's go back over here. September. Yeah, my birthday is usually pretty uneventful for Bitcoin. I think that's actually probably a pretty good sign right here. 29th right here. Pretty uneventful days. Yeah, all right. Yeah, so that means I don't have to be stressed or excited either way. I'll probably take that. That's like being a coach of an NFL team then losing the game on your birthday. You know what I mean? You don't want to deal with it. But if you tie, or you win, or whatever, or the game's not on your birthday, then you're perfectly fine. I'm a seller if we go higher. Yeah, what do you call it? Got to make you money. Goals, I want 2 Bitcoins, but we'll settle for 1. Hey, take your 1 because that 1 is going to be worth a lot someday. Well, it's already a lot right now, isn't it? But different type of a lot. Hey, K-Plugs, happy to see you. Let me push back a little bit. Oh yeah, and one more thing. So because I am going to be changing up my YouTube channel here in the future, as far as having more tutorials and stuff like that, I will have more time for streams. So what I'll try to do is I'll try to go back to the 2-hour streams and see how that works. Usually it kind of just depends on how YouTube is showing me how people are joining in and watching the stream. So I can go over here to go live. I can go over to, this thing right here. And it'll show me you guys' comments and stuff like that. But it'll also show me how many concurrent viewers. So you can see I've been streaming for a while and more viewers kind of keep on coming in. When I see that, I typically stay on a little bit longer. Not today because I'm getting a migraine, but I can see it. You can see the total views over time also going higher. The issue is the chat rate is usually pretty darn bad. Nobody really chats on the stream too much, but I think that's just because you guys are paying attention like in a classroom setting or something like that. So I don't really care about that too much, but all of that stuff is what YouTube is looking for. Like YouTube wants you guys to comment like crazy and talk to each other. YouTube wants you guys to do with all emoji stuff. YouTube wants you guys to ask questions. All that crazy stuff YouTube wants, and that's how you get more views and stuff like that. So it's a little bit different. But yeah, definitely interesting type of thing I'll have to keep track of here in the future. All right. Crow will not maintain its power most likely when Bitcoin drops. No, I doubt it would. In fact, I'd say it's a great opportunity for a short. But I already took a short on Crow. I gotta close my position here pretty soon. What do you call? Please reply, whatever. Yeah. Oh, my stop loss got hit on NMR anyway. Remember I told you I'm gonna move it down. So yeah, it hit. So whatever happened, NMR must have just gone up or gone back up a little bit here. So I only, instead of 25% profit, I walked away with 20% profit. But what happened, I wonder? Oh, you're not even talking about NMR, so you're talking about Crow. Oh, it shot back up. Thank God for the stop loss. Dear freaking Lord. Now, as far as Crow, yeah, Crow won't survive. Crow won't survive. It'll survive, but not like, it'll still get dragged down like everything else. Yeah, hey, King Louis, class in session now, right? Well, I told you guys I've been using AI to kind of come up with different ideas and kind of help me guide my channel in a certain direction based off of all the data that I have. So like I'm pretty biased as far as my channel, like everybody is, I guess. But now I'm just gonna be like, okay, AI take over. I'll make this type of content because I know I'm good at it. Yada yada. What's been interesting is it said I shouldn't even do Bitcoin daily update streams. I should just do tutorial streams. So it said like a stream just about how to set up a moving average on your chart or something like that, or how to set up your trading for your charts. And while I think that'd be okay, I don't think I'd be able to vibe with you guys as much, right? Because it'd be designed to be an evergreen video down the road that gets searches for a long time. I'd rather just make the video and talk with you guys normally. So I kind of like said fuck off to that idea. But yeah, let me go back over here very fast. I just want to see if there's anything else on this. Taylor Swift's getting married. That was interesting. But besides that, yeah, I didn't really see too much news on X. I just hope they don't fucking talk about it during the NFL season. It's going to be fucking chaos. Fucking chaos. I'd be surprised if they even got married. I think they might just like break up before the marriage. And, you know, Crackle Barrel. That's also pretty fun right there. But okay, buddy, I'm going to call it a day here. My migraine is killing me. I popped in 2 pain pills before I got started here today. I don't think it's really helping me all too much. And I'm drinking a lot of water, but I don't know. So we'll see how it turns out. I'm hoping I'm back to normal pretty soon. I'm pretty sure there's just something irregular in my body. So I took some vitamins and stuff today to see if that helps out as well. So see you guys a little bit later. I'm going to turn my AC back on to stay cool. And thanks for joining in today. There's a lot more viewers than normal.